Let's talk briefly about three different types of mitigation for EMF and RF. And I also want to say here, I just covered the main issues. There are other secondary issues like dirty electricity, which I won't get into, because when you have, for example, electric motors or many smart meters, they actually dump other waves and frequencies that mix up and create additional negative energetic phenomena. But that's, again, it's some more specific and don't have time to cover that. There are devices that I use that create natural resonance. These devices that I use, it doesn't matter what waves hit them, the artificial wave, and obviously we have natural wave, they create resonance of natural wave that feeds your body proper information, which we use natural physics to restore the information to the body, so it allows your body to function better, because now the body has more of the good information and the artificial information has much less impact on the body. And biosyntony is one of them. Then you have all kind of blocking and mitigation, such like paint, fabrics, films, metallic meshes, and so forth and so on. This blocking, under certain situations, you have to use them if the pollution is very, very high, and the benefit may be more than the downside, but be aware that in many conditions, you're creating an antenna like all these canopies that you put or drapes that has metallic meshes, or even hat or cloth made from metallic meshes, or the grounding things that they sell you. Because they have metallic meshes, it's another form of antenna. So yes, they block some of the radiation. However, it creates secondary modulation of the artificial radiation, which is still not good. So what happens is, and you see it sometimes, that some people actually get sicker from the mitigation than from the original pollution. Not everybody, but that can happen. You exchange one pollution in another. Now, it's true that sometimes it's helpful to a certain degree and helps, but when you have to use, and I don't deny that sometimes you have no choice but to use this kind of mitigation, is to use our technology which restore the artificial wave to natural wave that's created by the mitigation. So you have to really be aware of the other fact that all this blocking block also natural wave, which is not helpful. There is a very interesting information I found. You can check it on YouTube. When they put protective screen near smart meters and they had plants near them, plants near the protection screen, which was not next to the smart meter but like few feet away, the plants that were on the protective screen died, because obviously it create other energetic phenomena that poison the plant and have him died. Same token, there was another, you can find on YouTube, somebody put plants on Faraday cage. Now Faraday cage is actually metallic enclosure that filters out artificial energetic wave and creates so-called safe environment, but biologically it's not safe, and the proof is what you can see yourself what it is to the plant. So if you put yourself in Faraday cage, yes, you have less reading from the pollution inside, but it blocks natural wave, plus it creates modulation which you don't measure in your device, which is harmful, and plants actually tells you the story. And obviously you can see also online people that try to sprout sprouts near Wi-Fi router, the sprouting was very poor versus, and so forth and so on. There's a lot of evidence you can find yourself. What you can do about man-made pollution. First, education, and hopefully this lecture is the first step. Then evaluate your house. I ask all my patients to make drawing of the home office, not all the electrical devices, smart meters, cell phone antennas, power lines, and so forth and so on. Again, because of what I explained in this lecture, it's not enough to just make a drawing. The best is to take the next step and take measurement. And then you analyze the situation. Hopefully you're willing to get rid from the Wi-Fi, or you mitigate it, or at least turn it off at night, because Wi-Fi actually fries your nervous system. Nighttime sleep is a time where your nervous system regenerated. It's much more harmful at night. It's harmful anyway, obviously. So the least you can do is disconnect the Wi-Fi router from the electricity, because if you just plugged in, it still may work. And disconnect any, obviously, devices in your bedroom when you sleep. But best case scenario is really get rid of the Wi-Fi. And unfortunately, now everybody go to tablet. If it's Wi-Fi connected, you can measure the levels are very, very high. Interestingly, in laptop, you have not only EMF, but very high radio frequency, up to about 5-6 inches above and under the laptop. So you want a metallic laptop, or you need to mitigate it anyway, but I suggest to people, if you use laptop, use external USB mouse and keyboard, if possible. It'd be much better. Watch for smart meter. If you're lucky you don't have one, make sure you write the electric company or removed it. Very, very important. Otherwise, there is mitigation. It's expensive, but it can save your life. Obviously, at best will be just to move away. Check for power lines and antennas. If you don't use anything to mitigate your house, stay away from refrigerators and freezers, especially when you sleep, or put protection. We have protection for that. Incidentally, be aware that the resonance from the refrigerator affect not only you, but also the food. Food that has the artificial frequencies from the refrigeration actually is less nutritious, and it's not good for your body. And what people observe when they have the biosyntony protection of the refrigerator, food lasts several times longer and fresher because of the mitigation. If you ladies carry the cell phone near you, or near a computer or any electric device or Wi-Fi device, the metal in your wire is amplification device. So you don't want to have, especially in today's environment, have anything metal in your bra. Microwave cooking, again, it's a major disease-producing device. Immediately after consuming microwave food, you will have precancer change in the white cells. Actually, studies was done, well-controlled study in Switzerland some years ago. So eliminate the microwave. Incidentally, the new CFL and LED lamps, especially the CFL, they have many frequencies. That's also fluorescent light that are very, very harmful. LED lamps have frequencies apparently harmful for the retina, for the eyes. Incandescent light is the least harmful lights and the most close to the natural light spectrum. Unfortunately, they're banned. The halogen light that they sell instead, not the CFL light, they have halogen, they don't have mercury inside. Those are probably next best. If you want, there is an excellent website, No Radiation for You, with videos that explain measurement and explain dangers and gives you a lot of information, which is very important for everybody, especially people that develop sensitivity. Interestingly, people that develop sensitivity are people that have high levels of heavy metals in their body, mercury and other heavy metals. Those, by the way, are also the people that have Lyme disease, incidentally, and Lyme disease people seem to develop this sensitivity more easily. It's interesting that I have two cases. People with Lyme disease had cut and they had stitches, so they went to the emergency room to do that and got tetanus shot. Within minutes, they became very sensitive to electromagnetic and radio frequency pollution. And the reason is very simple. Obviously, conventional doctors are not aware of that, is that the heavy metals already are a burden for your nervous system, and of course the pollution you have been with. Now you give tetanus shot, which is very, very harsh energetically. It's actually shock to your nervous system, and within minutes they develop sensitivity. This is very interesting to take in consideration. You can go to this website and study. He recommends a lot of mitigation protection devices. Just be under advisement that some of them you can use and they may be helpful, but they have also downside. Just be aware. I mentioned one more device that you can find online. There is something so-called dirty electricity, which is caused by secondary effect, frequency of 50 or 60 cycles, and electricity from motors that can actually bleed, so to speak, into your electrical wires and can be measured. Now, conventional science doesn't accept that, but they actually sell you a meter that shows you, and they actually correlate it to health problems. So you plug into every outlet a little electronic thing that filters. Again, word of caution, while it could be helpful to some people and may be helpful, there is a problem there because, again, anytime you use electric circuitry to mitigate pollution, you create other frequencies. So actually I know people that made them worse and felt worse, even though some people feel better. So if you have to use this technology and it helps you, it's even more important to combine it with our technology, which I'll be explaining in a few minutes. All I can tell you, take care of yourself. I do this consultation by phone, and of course all my patients, if they're willing. My philosophy is if people choose to ignore it, they're perfectly okay. But it's very tragic and sad but many people would have listened if they knew, but the mainstream doesn't give you this information. Actually, they give you false information. And if you don't educate yourself and find out, you just pay the price. Now, it's never too late to heal yourself from illness, but believe me, it's thousandfold better to prevent. And this is, again, one of the factors that will cause illness.